Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel where I am sharing songs from my life that have really impacted me. Hopefully, you like them. Right now, I'm in the middle of going through a number of songs by an artist called an artist named Bob Bennett. Specifically, an album that he came out with in 1982 called "Matters of the Heart." This is one of the first tapes that I bought as a kid, and it's still one of the most impactful uh, albums that have shaped my life. Today, I am going to share a song by him called Mountain Cathedrals. Now, the first two songs I shared, Matters of the Heart, was kind of a look at what really matters in life. Falling Stars, the second song, was really a depressing, quasi apocalyptic view of the tediness of so many of our lives. It's a very sobering song. This one is essentially a praise song. Mountain Cathedrals. Um, it's just a beautiful song. And so, if you like nature and you like worshiping God in nature, this is a song that I think you'll enjoy. And again, it's a very mellow song, like everything on this album. But that's where I was as a kid. I like mellow music and thoughtful lyrics. So here it is. Sorry, whenever you see me looking over here, I'm looking at the lyrics on my phone so I can comment on the lyrics after the song. So here is the song Mountain Cathedrals.
I've sung in mountain cathedrals with steeples rising high and altars made of evergreen and windows made of sky and windows made of sky. I've dreamed of stars in the heavens and starfish in the sea and wondered how the heart of God could care so much for me, could care so much for me. Well, I've never been a strong man, at least outside the skin, and I'm eager and afraid at the same time to move from where I've been, to move from where I've been. I've sung in cathedrals with steeples rising high and altars made of evergreen, windows made of sky and windows made of sky.
All right, there you go. There's Mountain Cathedrals by Bob Bennett. Now, like I said, if you like nature, if you like worshiping God in nature, this is a very inspirational song. And one of the interesting things over the years, I've realized, especially given my biblical studies stuff, the picture of mountain cathedrals and steeples rising high, obviously not literal buildings, but the mountains are steeples rising high. Altars made of evergreen and windows made of sky, dreams of stars in the heavens and starfish in the sea. All of that stuff. It's interesting. One of the things I've realized over the last 10 years, biblical scholar John Walton of Wheaton College, he did a book called The Lost World of Genesis 1. And basically, that's the creation story. He makes the argument, which is a very good argument, that what we get in Genesis 1, the creation account, is the description of God creating the world to be his temple, to be where he puts his presence and communes with his creatures. So it's a very sanctified view of creation. Creation itself is God's temple. And so therefore, looking back at this song that I listened to at 12 years old, the idea of nature being a cathedral where you experience and worship God, it's a very deep view. And the thing is, I can guarantee you that Bob Bennett doesn't have a Old Testament biblical studies degree, but he knows instinctively, and I think most of us do, that there's something special about nature. And those of us who are Christians, there's this idea that God's presence fills nature. He isn't nature, but it's the idea that nature itself is his temple, is his cathedral, and that's where we commune with him. And that's what Bob Bennett does. When he considers all this, he wonders how the heart of God could care so much for him. It's a beautiful image and a beautiful line. The stanza that it's always struck me, even as a little kid. I don't know why it would strike me as a little kid. It's a very adult kind of view. He says, "I've never been a strong man, at least outside the skin." Oh, I don't know about you, but that's how I've always felt about myself. And partly because I was always the smaller kid in school who got picked on, and I never felt strong enough to fight back. So I wasn't a strong man outside the skin. But inside, I was always very strong-willed and tenacious, and my view was always, you might be able to beat me up, and I'm not going to give in. And so I've always identified with those two lines. And then the line, "I'm eager and afraid at the same time to move on from where I've been." I think if most people are honest, that's another very true sentiment. You're looking forward to moving on to the next chapter of your life. But there's a lot of apprehension and anxiety. What's it going to be like? That call to move forward in your journey. On one hand, it's exhilarating and exciting, but sometimes it's pretty scary at times as well. Anyway, so that is Bob Bennett's Mountain Cathedrals. One of my favorite songs on the album as well. I hope you enjoyed it. Next time we will do another song. Again, I hope I don't end up doing every single song in the album. I won't, but there's a few more I want to cover from this album. With that, I bid you adieu.